بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت ثم إلينا ترجعون. Respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters in Islam, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us in the company of the righteous in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise us amongst the righteous on the day of Qiyamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill our lives with mercy and rahmah, as all of us are in the need of the rahmah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, we are in the last ashra of this beautiful month of Ramadan. Today is our 21st day of fasting. And alhamdulillah, for the previous, 21 days, we have been taking one small portion of an ayat of the Quran from a specific juz, sipara, and then we talk about it for just a few moments to take back some reflection. The 21st juz of the Quran itself, of course, has many ayats and so many lessons to take, but I decided that I was thinking about it for my own self, because I think we need to reflect upon our own lives and focus. This ayat of the Quran seems to be very appropriate and important for all of us to comprehend upon. So the 21st juz of the Quran has Surah Al-Ankabut, where it finishes. It begins with Surah Ar-Rum and it goes through the entire surah itself. After the completion of Surah Ar-Rum, then it goes to Surah Luqman. It finishes Surah Luqman, and it has portions of Surah Al-Ahzab. So there's a lot that the 21st juz of the Quran has. But this particular ayat of the Quran, this is the 21st sipara. Today is our 21st fast. Surah number is 29, known as Surah Al-Ankabut, and verse number 57. And the famous ayat of the Quran that we have heard many, many times, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Kullu nafsin dha'ikatul maut. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to us and says, every soul shall taste death. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentions, and then after this, they will all return unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do I mention this, brothers and sisters, as a reminder for all of us that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his one prophetic hadith mentioned that there will come a time upon my ummah that the world and the humanity at large, people at large, will gather together to consume and finish my ummah. Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will we not be in large numbers? Will we not be strong at that time? And the Nabi of Allah ﷺ said, no, you will be large in numbers. You will be strong in quantity, but you will be as the foam of the sea itself. And the reason is because you will forget death, meaning you will become so accustomed to the lives of this world that you will forget about dying and meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah ﷺ once told Sahaba, O my Sahaba, remember hazimul lazat. The word hazim in Arabic means something that destroys. Lazat means pleasure. So Rasulullah ﷺ said, O my Sahaba, remember the destroyer of pleasures. So the Sahaba were sort of confused and said, O Nabi of Allah, what does it mean to remember the destroyer of pleasure? And the Nabi of Allah ﷺ said, remember death very often. Rasulullah ﷺ said, remember maut very often. Make this as a part of your life, as a remembrance itself. From amongst the advice of Luqman, the wise, to his son was that, O my son, prepare for this dunya, this world, according to the time that you will spend in this world. And prepare for the hereafter, according to the time that you will spend in akhirah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I do not worry about a time that there will be poverty and hunger and thirst in my ummah, but I worry for a time that this world will open upon the people, meaning their eyes will become attracted to the world and they will forget about meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah. So it's very necessary for us to very often remember death, brothers and sisters. Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu mentions, and this is the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, his son, who is a young man from amongst the Sahaba, and I see young faces. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu said, me and 10 of my young friends, we were all young. We gathered together And we said, let's go to Rasulullah ﷺ and ask him this question, that who amongst us is the most intelligent? You know, this world itself is like a race. Everyone is racing, achieving goals, this, that. You know, this is a whole race itself. You ask people, you know, they're racing towards the direction without knowing the destination itself. So Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu said, me and 10 of my friends gathered together and we went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and all young people. And we said, Man akiyas nas? O Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the most intelligent amongst the mankind, amongst us, Ya Rasulullah? Can you tell us that, you know, we're young, we're thinking, we're hoping, and we want to make sure that we do the right step and take the next strategy? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, looking at these young people, and I repeat the word young because for many of us, we think death is related to an old age. But we don't realize that our own hands have buried so many who might even be younger than us. So many of us have attended janazas for people much younger than us. So Rasulullah ﷺ said to Abdullah ibn Umar and 10 of the Sahaba, the Nabi of Allah ﷺ said, the one who remembers the death most often. That was the words of Rasulullah ﷺ. The most intelligent amongst you is the one who remembers the death most often. Once Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned that the one who makes dunya, and forgive me, I'm just going to conclude in just a few moments with this hadith. Rasulullah ﷺ said, the one who makes dunya, this world, the muntaha, the purpose of their life. They're sitting, they're standing, they're thinking, they're laying down with their friends. It's all about this world. Rasulullah ﷺ said, the one who makes dunya, this world, the absolute purpose and focus of their life, Allah afflicts upon that individual with 3 calamities. Hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ. The one who makes this dunya, this world, the focus, the purpose, and the absolute destination of their life, Allah decrees upon them 3 calamities. Number 1, Rasulullah ﷺ said, فَرَّقَ اللَّهُ أَمْرَهُ. Allah scatters the affair and the life of that individual. Meaning, their life is all over the place. You will never see them focused. You will always see them running around in different places, but never have something stable or something which is focused in their life. فَرَّقَ اللَّهُ أَمْرَهُ. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away contentment and sukoon and comfort from the life of that individual. Second thing. Meaning they will have everything, but they will not be satisfied. You will never see them pleased. You will always see them as if they are rushing and running towards more and more, even though everything is there, but they will never be content. And number 3, Rasulullah ﷺ said, they will not get a morsel more than what Allah has destined for them. Three afflictions. The one who makes dunya, the muntaha, the purpose, forgets maut, Allah afflicts 3 things. فَرَّقَ اللَّهُ أَمْرَهُ. Allah scatters the affairs of that individual. There's no afiyah, there is no comfort in that person's life. Number 2, Allah takes away sukoon and comfort for that person's life. They'll have everything, but they will never be content. And number 3, they will not get more than what Allah has destined for them. On the contrary, with this I conclude, Rasulullah ﷺ says, the one who remembers death and makes akhirah the manzil, the maqsood, the purpose, the destination of their life. That doesn't mean that you leave dunya. You have family, you have work, you have responsibility. MashaAllah, everything you take care of. But this is not your final destination. The one who remembers maut, the one who remembers death, the one who remembers standing in front of Allah, the one who makes akhirah, the hereafter, the maqsad and the absolute purpose of their life, Allah blesses them with 3 things. Number 1, Jama'a Allahu amrahu. Allah gathers the affairs of that individual. Allah gives them this dunya with afiyat and ease and comfort. Allah provides them. Their living becomes easy, their dying becomes easy. Imagine a person has an animal, a pet in their house. If you need to feed them, that animal, you can take a plate and put everything in one plate and place it in front of them. Seeds or beans. And you can take that same plate and scatter it in the entire backyard. They will eat the exact same amount, not even a grain more. But one they will eat with ease, the other they will eat with struggle. Allah will give you your rizq. Your rizq is written with you. Before we came in this world, Allah wrote our destiny and our rizq. The way we get it is the way that we connect ourselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Either we get with afiyat and ease, or either we get with difficulty. We're not going to get more or less. All of that is destined from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we make akhirah the maqsad, the purpose of our life, jama Allahu amrahu. Allah will gather the life for you. Allah will make your life easy for you. Your risk, your family, your work, your job, your family, your friends. Allah will gather your affairs for you. Because your maqsad is akhirah. Number two, Allah will fill your heart with sukoon and comfort. Even though it will be the most difficult situations in life, you may not even know what's the next step or what's the next meal, but Allah will give you sukoon in your life. Allah will give you comfort in your life. Allah will fill your heart with afiyah. And third thing, Rasulullah ﷺ said, Allah will bring dunya to the feet of the person, وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ. Allah will disgrace the dunya and bring it to the feet of that person, but Allah will never disgrace this person in front of the dunya. Meaning Allah will bring and drag the risk to your feet rather than making you bow down in front of others for your risk. When you make akhirah the maqsad of your life. So my respected brothers and elders, this is the last moments of the month of Ramadan where we need to focus not on our dunya only, but akhirah as well. That doesn't mean that we forget our families, our work, our responsibility, but keep maut in front of you. Keep death in front of you. Remember, a day has to come that we will all be gone. Remember, a day has to come that rather than me walking in the masjid, I will be carried to the masjid. So before we are carried to the masjid, we need to learn how to come to the masjid by walking to the masjid, attending the masjid, the house of Allah, and living all of our life with the focus of akhirah. Today is our 21st fast, 21st Sipara, Surah number 29, Al-Ankabut, verse number 57, Kullu nafsin dha'ikatul maut. Allah reminds all of us that everyone who has been given life will taste death. May Allah allow us to prepare for our maut and our death before the time comes, inshallah.